Hello, welcome to another DailyJim. It's Wednesday, January 24th, I think. 2024. And today I wanted to talk about Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and there are these three ways to deal with conflict. So I was scrolling through TV, and I saw Gandhi was showing. This is a film from the early 1980s. I haven't seen it since I was in 7th grade, I believe. I think 7th grade history class, I watched it. So I don't know, how old was I then? Maybe 12? I think we watched it across a few days because it's 3.5 hours long. So today I was watching it with my dad, and I think something that jumped out to me, and I did a little more research on it later, watching some YouTube videos, was this idea that there's kind of three ways to deal with conflict. And Gandhi and MLK, I think both were talking about this, where the idea is one way is if somebody attacks us, we can respond with an attack. So if they use violence against us, we can respond with violence. Another way is if somebody uses violence against us or oppresses us or whatever you want to call it, or attacks us, then we don't respond. We just kind of accept it and we kind of avoid it. We just kind of acquiesce, as Martin Luther King said. And then the third way that they've proposed is more of like active resistance, which they call nonviolence or nonviolent resistance. And so I think most of the time people think of, well, I'm either going to fight or I'm going to go quiet. If you get into an argument with somebody in your family, or if there's some conflict, sometimes one person gets loud, the other person gets quiet. And the person who gets loud sometimes starts shouting and calling the other person names, and really attacks with words or with fists or whatnot. And the other person avoids. They go quiet, they leave the room, they may leave the house, they may shut the phone off, they may not talk to the person for a couple hours, days, weeks, months, who knows. And I think we get stuck thinking that there's only two options. But there's that third option of actually coming together and trying to resolve the conflict, which they name nonviolent resistance. But I think another way to look at it, and frankly, another way that MLK talked about it, was love. So I think it's almost like another way to name those is that you have war, which is responding with violence. You have peace, which is almost pacifism. Listen, I don't want to resist, whatever. Almost acquiescence sometimes. Like, I just want to be at peace. Can we just be peaceful? You've been in those fights before. Like, can people just get along? Can we just stop arguing? Can we just stop fighting? It's so much of the can we stop fighting, the anger. I can't deal with the anger and the frustration. So can we just pretend it doesn't exist and get rid of it? So that's kind of a peace approach maybe. And then a love approach would be, can we talk about it and go deeper so that we can resolve it? Because I'm a human that has feelings. You're a human that has feelings. I'm connected to my humanity, but also your humanity. And can we try to get through this together? Or at least understand each other or on a deeper level. And I think often when I hear peace these last couple of days, it's been really on my mind. When a lot of times I think when we say peace, we just want... It's like, so when you get into a conversation with somebody and they get overwhelmed and they say, it's okay, can we just stop talking about it? I don't want to talk about it again. It's can I just avoid it? Can we just pretend we're at peace? Now, maybe there's a quote unquote, an actual peace where we reach, but I think life just has so much conflict in it that are we ever in this stability where we're completely at peace? If peace means stability, steadiness, absence of conflict, if peace literally means absence of conflict, are we ever in it? Does peace mean absence of violence or absence of hatred? Just asking somebody this. Does peace means absence of hatred and presence of love? Or is it merely the absence of hatred if it's just the absence of hatred and doesn't have the presence of love, are we these human beings that just hover near each other, are actually more semi-distant from each other, kind of disconnected from each other, where, if something happens, well, that's their own problem? Or do we help each other out when something happens? Do we feel the pain of our neighbor? Do we feel the joy of our family? Do we feel what other people are feeling? Do we share that common humanity with others? Or do we kind of maintain the peace? Well, you be over there, I'll be over here. Is there peace with integration? Or does integration and closeness inherently bring some tumultuous nature to it? These are things that I'm thinking about today after watching a little bit of that movie and just reflecting more on MLK and Gandhi in general. I hope to hear what you're thinking about these. If you've read the transcript online or listened to the episode, or, those are the main two ways to listen to this at this point. So on that note, I'm going to end for the night and look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.